Okay, Gis, for me it's a pleasure talking with you.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I love your music.
Thank you.
Your new album, I listen every day because for me, the last one, I remember that I love it. But for me, the new one is one of the best that you recorded so far.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Okay, can I see the questions? Wait a minute.
No problem.
Are you happy with the positive feedback from your friends?
Yes, I tried to. I as far as the feedback goes, I try to take a step away because it can cloud your judgment and it can also like affect your
soul.
Yes, exactly. Because you know, especially for me as someone who I take my writing so seriously and the things that the messages I'm trying to convey, it's very much myself exposed and vulnerable.
Yes,
you know,
I understand you.
so I very much try not to, but like it's the feedback has been so overwhelmingly positive that I haven't felt so validated like this in a really long time, and I'm just like, I think if I was young, maybe it would make me cocky or whatever, but I'm just so grateful, and it's like every day I wake up and the shows have been amazing, and the feedback is still amazing, and the amount of young people too who I hear reviewing our album who they've never even heard Stick to Your Guns before.
It's the first album that listen for
Exactly.
a lot of young people.
And when you're a band who's been around for 20 years,
Yes.
this is you can't ask for a better situation than that. To be reborn again, it's almost like we died, and then someone went, "Hey, wake up!
Wow.
You get that one for free. You get to go again." You know what I mean? It's like it feels that way.
Oh,
And
it's a reborn. Do you feel that this
it
album is
is.
a reborn?
And so it means 10 times as much to all of us. You know, it's like the depth of our gratitude is like, it's indescribable.
With the Spectrum, you don't feel the same sensations, you feel the same feelings.
And for a lot of reasons. And I'll try to keep it short because I can ramble. But like, when we were doing Spectre, it felt like the end of our band. And there was a lot of internal problems, and there was a lot of business problems and all this other shit. And we were at the point where we were like, I think we're gonna be done. I think this is it. And our drummer quit, and you know, he decided to just do something else with his life. You know, especially because touring so just beats your ass, and it's a hard business to be in. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, for as much as we want to like, you know, this is our art and our way we express ourselves, but it's also our livelihood. It's how some of us feed our kids. Andrew, our bass player, Chris has a kid right now, and Andrew, our bass player, his wife is pregnant. Everyone has
family matter.
Exactly, you know. So it's like we take this deadly serious. And so anyway, when we were writing Spectre, I think a mindset that a lot of bands who've been around for a long time can get into is they try to like copy themselves. They try to go like, okay, what have been our successful songs in the past? Let's try to recreate that. But the thing is, when you create those songs in the past, it's coming from a genuine place of your soul. When you're just trying to make a copy of it, you take something out of it, and people can feel.
You don't copy the same formula again.
Exactly. And so when we were writing Keep Playing Flowers, exactly like I said, like we went into the studio being like, we might break up. Who knows what's gonna happen? So we went in with the absolute most open minds and open hearts, and we were just. It just more felt like hanging out with your friends and being super excited over riffs and like, oh, that's so fucking hard and like all that shit. Like,
I feel these feelings when I listen your last album. I don't know that in the Spectrum album you have a lot of problems, but when I listen songs as Planting Flowers, it's a different style. It sounds like hardcore music, but with aggressive lyrics, with a positive message at the same time, and I feel wow. It's, for me as a listener, it's as a new reborn because I like your music, but this album concentrate all the good things that you did in the past,
Sure.
but with new style, with new lyrics, and with aggressive, but at the same time hardcore music.
Yeah. No,
Slow,
totally.
slow rhythms, slow songs as
Yeah.
Keep Planting Flowers, but I feel I have a lot of feelings to destroy everything. No?
No, of course, and I think that's the feeling that I'm so happy to hear that, and because like that's ultimately the exact message that we want to get across, right? Like the systems that we live in, like you were saying, like as a tourist coming to Barcelona, amazing. As a person living here, it's a completely different experience, right? You're living within a system that feels like every day you have to struggle and struggle and struggle, and you don't even have a little bit of extra for yourself. You know what I mean? And people say to me all the time, "Oh, I love visiting LA. I live in LA," and I'm just like, it's an oppressive society.
For me, there is a big problem with the drugs.
Sure, yeah.
Because I travel with my family, with my wife and my son. My son has 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And Hollywood, I remember that my hotel stayed in the same Hollywood Boulevard. It's the first time that
It's a dangerous place, really.
I feel scared when.
Yeah, of course.
I remember that I went to the music shop.
Amoeba.
Yeah, and in the streets there are a lot of tents, and I feel scared because oh wow, I don't know. It's the first time that I stay in this situation, a dangerous situation for me. At the same time, I feel that LA is the best place that I never stay.
Yeah,
because
sure.
it's very beautiful.
Right.
With the sea, with the sorry for the wildfires.
No, yeah, of course, I understand. Yeah.
Sorry because it's.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been.
I think my thoughts is with the families, with a lot of animals.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly.
Animals
Absolutely,
that never talk about the nature, but
Exactly.
I think that it was a big problem. No?
Totally, and I think it's that's kind of the idea behind the message, and I feel like everyone. That's what's been so amazing is it's a universal feeling to struggle, whether we're in Australia or Spain or Germany or last year we went to Japan, we went to Korea, we went to Singapore, Thailand, we went all over Philippines. We traveled the entire world, and everyone in like the working class or anyone who has a job for real, they feel this stress and the pressures of this shit.
Yes.
And there are a vast majority of people who don't want to give up, right? But they want to destroy the system that's keeping them oppressed.
This is my feelings.
Exactly. But then also they don't want to destroy just for the sake of destroying. They want to replace it with something that
music is
exactly, or just replace it with something better. Like we want to plant flowers over the fucking ashes of the system.
It's the message of the album.
Exactly. Yes.
You need to struggle with a lot of problems, but you need to keep planting flowers. For me, it's a good idea. I think that is your idea.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel that in that case, you are right. It's the same as H2O, no? PNA, positive mental attitude.
Yeah,
you need to work every day. I am working class, I know, but my feelings, my dreams is in the future. My kid will go better than me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I need extras as your music.
Thank
Every day I listen before I work, and these feelings let me stay strong. And for me, the music is the powerful one.
Thank you.
Okay, the last question. Okay.
Yes, no problem.
Yes, no problem. Okay. What lesson do you learn? Because I remember I saw you in BARNETT Club one time with Parkway Drive.
Yeah.
Parkway Drive is another band that I love it. And what lessons did you learn when you were touring with Parkway Drive?
Oh man, so a really important thing that I learned, we've toured with them in the States and we've toured with them in Europe, really great guys. There was a tour that we were doing with them where I had one of the worst vocal problems, my
Wisdom.
voice
Okay.
was gone. And I thought, oh, that's the end of my hope. Not just stick to your guns,
Your
but just,
voice,
yes,
your wisdom voice.
it just went
Wow.
gone. Like
Wow.
I blew it, and
Yeah.
I didn't know how to. We had to cancel the shows. I had to fly home and see a doctor and get like a camera. There's like metal pipe that's about this long and go down my throat. It was horrible. It was horrible. But Winston really, like, he felt for me. You know what I mean? And it's like it's those moments. He brought me onto his bus and he's like, all right, look, I'm gonna hook you up with this. I'm gonna give you this. You need to do this. You need to inhale this fucking shit. You need to take these kinds of things. But you know, he was like,
Take care for you.
yeah, it was almost like another guy on the factory line, right? Going, hey brother, I know like this is your livelihood, and I know that this is not just your livelihood, but like the livelihood of all your brothers in this band as well. Like, you know, it felt like he was coming from such a genuine place of concern for my health, and like that, you don't forget shit like that. You know what I mean? And
That's
so
a real friend.
exactly. I mean, whether it's a friend or not, just like it just shows the character of Winston, and you know, I've heard a million stories like this from other people about Winston. So it's like, you know, Parkway Drive is one of those bands where it's like you look at their success and you're just like, well deserved. You know what I mean? Beyond well deserved. So, you know, that was just like such a cool moment for me, and you know, we had a tour set up with them right before the pandemic, and that ended up getting canceled, and you know, that was definitely a bummer, but like, you know, this is a band who really, like, I have so much deep respect, especially because they've been doing it even longer than we have, you know. So it's like, you know, that's a hard thing to keep a band going. You know, it's hard to start a band, let alone keep a band going for 25 years. So it's like, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, like, that's just like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I see shit like that, or I see Scott from Terror. You know, like I say to myself like, oh, my knees hurt sometimes, and I'm like, yo, motherfucker, Scott is like, God, he's got like fucking 10, 15 years on you, and he's still running around going crazy. It's like, you know, and it just makes me like, all right, you got this, like, you know, same kind of shit. I just have so much respect for so many of these guys in this.
Okay,
in this
it's very good
music.
listen to your words. Okay, Jesse,
Hey,
so
brother.
a really pleasure for me.